sounds like this.
Hello viewers and listeners, today we are talking with Shelli Brunswick and our topic is Space for You. Shelli is a COO of Space Foundation. She brings about initiatives and deep vision for the global space ecosystem. From distinguished career as a space acquisition and program management leader and congressional liaison for the US Air Forces to her current role, overseeing Space Foundation's three primary divisions: Center for Innovation and Education, Symposium 365, and Global Alliance. She is advocating for space technology innovation and entrepreneurship. Shelli collaborates with government, commercial, and educational sectors on initiatives for space commerce, also with young professionals, teacher development, and space-inspired curriculum. As a leading role model for women in space, Shelli was awarded and selected in the 2021 Global Technology Innovation Award, in 2020 Diversity and Inclusion Officer and Global Leader of the Year Award by Women Tech Network. Also, Woman of Influence by Colorado Springs Business Journal. Top Women in Aerospace and Interstellars International Award, Space Champion. Shelli speaks at organizations and events around the globe to advance space technology. She is one of only 54 women worldwide to be selected by the United Nations as a mentor for the Space for Women program and World Business Angels Investment Forum, Senator for the United States of America. And she serves as a board member for the World Women Leadership Committee. The link on her website will be below the video in the description section. And now my conversation with Shelli. Hello, Shelli. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm so excited to be joining you to share how space is for all of us.
Shelli, for people who don't familiar with organizations Women Tech, Space Foundation, and Space for Women, tell us please about your brilliant organizations.
Well, thank you so much. So I am the Chief Operating Officer at Space Foundation. We are a U.S. nonprofit that does business internationally, and we have three main divisions. We have our Symposium 365 for your trusted source for information. We have our Center for Innovation and Education, which is your trusted source for education, and we have our Global Alliance, which is our partnership division. And then I'm a mentor for those two other organizations you mentioned. Women Tech Network is an amazing nonprofit that creates access for women throughout the world to be part of the technology industry. And obviously space is one of those components. And I'm honored to be a member for Women Tech Network. And then you also mentioned the UN Office of Outer Space Affairs, Space for Women, which also offers formal and informal mentoring opportunities.
Shelli, what is space economy in your interpretation?
So in 2020, according to the Space Foundation Space Report, we said the global space economy was $447 billion in 2020. And it's projected to grow by 2030 over 1 trillion, and by 2040, more than 3 trillion. The most important takeaway from that is, of that $447 billion in 2020, 80% is commercial, which means it's products and services, it's jobs, it's innovation, it's entrepreneurship. And as that space economy grows to 2040, those jobs in entrepreneurship and innovation and creating new career paths will grow exponentially.
Great. So Shelli, you already mentioned, but what are the business trends in space economy?
So you can look at a lot of business trends. Obviously, entrepreneurship is a major player in space innovation. When we look at the emerging technologies, you're looking at data analytics and robotics and artificial intelligence, energy and energy storage solutions, healthcare. All of those technologies relate to the space ecosystem. So when you think about data analytics, all the data coming off satellites, we have artificial intelligence in the loop, enhancing imagery, enhancing communication. You have artificial intelligence helping to process the data to provide customers products and services that meet their needs. We're looking at going on to the moon and Mars. We need new energy and energy storage solutions. But we also need those new energy and energy storage solutions on Earth. So as we look to solve for space, we will also solve for Earth in so many ways that most people think are just everyday part of our world. So it's an exciting time to be part of the emerging technologies and part of the space ecosystem.
Shelli, what branches of the space economy have the highest margin profit for space entrepreneurs?
Well, that's an excellent question. And since the space ecosystem is so diverse, from healthcare to communication and technology, the margins could be very different. What I do share with your listeners is if you are an entrepreneur and you want to be in the space ecosystem, really looking at your business case analysis, doing your positioning statement, and a positioning statement includes what is your why, who is your target audience, what is your product and service, and who is the competition, will help you determine what the marketplace is for pricing your product and how you can generate the margins you need to be successful.
What industries can be disrupted due to development of space industry?
Well, I will just say every industry can be disrupted based on space technology and innovation. So right now, the space ecosystem is really 16 different sectors. So many people think, oh, space is the space ecosystem. That's just one component. The other components are agriculture, finance, the Internet of Things, transportation, healthcare, education, public safety, transportation, and more. So when you look at the 16 sectors that make up the space ecosystem, you're really looking at vast disruption. And disruption is really a new word for change and increasing the quality of life for human beings. So as we bring new technology on board on planet Earth, we're going to better individuals' lives. And that's the real goal, that as we innovate, we're able to better life here on planet Earth.
Shelli, do you have special educational programs for space entrepreneurs and space lawyers?
So absolutely. The Space Foundation, under our Center for Innovation and Education, has 3 departments. One department is our Space Foundation Discovery Center that is open to the public here in Colorado Springs, and we do programs also virtually. So that's more of a open to the public and building space awareness and the importance of space. Our next division is our educational division, and that is kindergarten through 12th grade and teacher professional development. And in there, we have 2 programs that relate to creating future entrepreneurs, our junior space entrepreneur program and our cadet space entrepreneurship program, because we need to start creating the mindset of entrepreneurs while kids are still in primary school. And then we have our 3rd department, which is our Space Commerce Institute. And that is for entrepreneurs or for individuals that want to be entrepreneurs. And we look at providing facilitation for entrepreneurs in how to be an entrepreneur, in leadership, in innovation, and mentoring programs. And that program launched in January, and it's available for individuals to take individually, where you can just go in and take a class, or we're willing to partner and able to partner with universities and other organizations around the world to bring those programs to citizens wherever they reside.
Great, perfect. Shelli, you already mentioned, but I'd like to ask you, what your foundation can offer to entrepreneurs who want to focus on space entrepreneurship to make this transition?
Excellent. Well, we have several programs. I talked about our Symposium 365 division, and that's where our annual Space Symposium resides. And Space Symposium is the premier global space event, and it's taking place this year, April 4th through the 7th, 2022, in Colorado Springs. So I welcome entrepreneurs to continue to consider coming to Space Symposium in person to meet other like-minded entrepreneurs, to look at B2B, B2G, and B2C, which is business to business, business to government, and business to customers. However, if you're not able to travel, and we understand that there are still restrictions in place due to COVID, we will be offering Symposium virtually as well, our hybrid program. So you can go to our spacefoundation.org website and sign up for that. Another program that would be great for entrepreneurs is our Symposium 365, and that's where we run programming year-round to support individuals and business professionals in the space ecosystem. So those would be 3 great programs that individuals could sign up right now. And then, of course, under our Center for Innovation and Education, entrepreneurs could look at our Space Commerce Institute and look at finding a mentor, taking leadership programs, or developing their business as it relates to the space ecosystem.
Shelli, are you planning to launch a startup or startup accelerator as a department in organizations where you are working for?
So the Space Foundation itself is not going to do startup companies or anything for our nonprofit, but what we do want to do is partner with other organizations around the world to facilitate creating startups around the world. So some of the organizations we're partnering with are ISESCO, the Organization of American States, the African Union. So we want to partner with other organizations around the world to allow them to unlock innovation and inspire individuals to do startups in those countries that meet the requirements in those countries of what's most needed.
Shelli, how space tourism industry affects and will affect on technological progress?
So commercial space launch is really important because what it does is it allows us to invest in innovation and entrepreneurship. And when you invest in innovation, you unlock new opportunities and new applications for that technology. So when we think about GPS, the US government invested some money in it for a military application, but then they commercialized it. And GPS has unlocked billions of dollars of economic development around the world. We think about Airbnb and Uber and Lyft, and our financial system are now all utilizing GPS technology. So as we continue to innovate and create new technologies for space exploration, we will ultimately create new opportunities for business here on planet Earth.
We are living in the time when step by step AI and robots are replacing us and taking our work. Space economy, space industry can create enough workplaces for mankind.
So although space technology and robotics and artificial intelligence are going to displace jobs, new jobs are going to be created, higher paying jobs. Some jobs will change, so we'll have to be upskilled and reskilled, and yes, some jobs will go away. So what I will share with you is we really need to be thinking about becoming lifelong learners, joining organizations that help us stay on top of those changing technologies in our industry so that as that technology comes online, we can reskill and upskill. And a great example is your car mechanic. 30 years ago, you took your car to the mechanic and they tried to figure out what might have been wrong with it. Now, your car tells you, I need to go to the mechanic. The mechanic plugs it into a computer and your car tells the mechanic's computer what's wrong with it. The mechanic's job did not go away, but it changed how the mechanic now is able to fix your car more quickly, understand the technology. And so instead where maybe you had to leave your car for a week, and you hoped it was fixed, now you know it could be fixed in a day or hours. So technology is going to change our jobs. It may not completely eliminate our jobs.
Shelli, are we heading to appearance of a new species? Is it Homo Atlanticus?
Well,
I am kidding.
I know. I think what we should think about is, Elon Musk is looking at a brain chip, and we are looking at technology that could be interfaced into clothing. So think about if you have a heart condition and you can wear a shirt that helps monitor your heart. So if something goes wrong, you know to go to the doctor. Or will there be other implants that we may put in our bodies to help us with diseases or other activities? So I think Elon Musk's brain chip may be the start of, we'll look at Star Trek and the Borg. Will we have a human machine interface that allows our lives to be better quality?
Shelli, how do you see the future in 5 and 10 years? In what world we will be living?
We're going to be living in a very different world. Technology is changing so rapidly that it is coming online in the next 5 to 10 years, where jobs again are going to change so quickly, change and reskill and upskill. So we're going to look at a workforce that's very fluid, that has new ways of staying on top of job skills. So it could be formal education, informal education, internships, fellowships, learning online. So we're seeing a lot of those changes taking place now, inspired by COVID, I'll say. We were always in-person learning. Now we're realizing it can be remote. So we're going to see a workforce that's going to be rapidly upskilling and reskilling. And we're going to be living in a technology age where technology will be online to help us increase the quality of our lives every day. I mean, what we're seeing in the Internet of Things and AI and robotics will revolutionize healthcare and energy storage solutions. So it's all interconnected, and it's going to be a really great place for all of us to live and work.
Shelli, so how women and men can join to your great organizations?
Absolutely. Well, you can go to, first of all, our website at spacefoundation.org. Of course, we'd love for you to follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, or WhatsApp and our other following operations. And we hope that you'll check out our Space Symposium that's coming up in April, or our Center for Innovation and Education, where we have some great programs for audiences around the world. So thank you so much.
And what's your message to people?
There's a place for everyone in the new global space ecosystem.
Shelli, thank you so much for being with us today. And we have so many topics to talk about with you and collaborate. And I hope to see you, to have you here again. Thank you so much again.
Thank you so much. It's been an honor joining you, and I look forward to coming back and talking more about how your audience can join us in the space ecosystem.